One sec, I'll just check with. Yeah, we are live now. Okay, so we'll start with today's live session. So, hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to today's LinkedIn live session on key benefits of outsourcing accounting services. I'm Manoj Dave, host for the day. I am head of HR and finance at a startup Steroid, where we specialize in connecting investors with startups and driving growth through strategic financial and human resource solutions. With over 20 years of experience in the industry, I have seen, firsthand how innovative financial strategies, including outsourcing, can unlock tremendous value for businesses. Today, I'm thrilled to be joined by Sangvi, who is CPA and chartered accountant with over 2 decades of experience in audit, taxation, corporate finance, and advisory services. Anand's extensive expertise make him the real guest to discuss this important topic with us today. So, welcome, Anand. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Manoj. Thank you so much, Manoj. So really excited to be here. We'll just quickly give you a brief intro. So as Manoj rightly said, I'm a qualified CPA and I'm an Indian chartered accountant, having more than 20 years of experience in the field of overall accounts, finance, tax related matters, dealing into um, India side of advisory practice in the beginning of my career, and then starting from 2017 onwards, I've been looking into the US side of practice for more than 7, 8 years now, purely from corporate finance, accounts, and tax perspective. In today's session, I would like to throw some insights of how outsourcing can definitely drive the efficiency, the cost benefit side of it, and then most importantly, remain compliant in this complex regulatory landscape, Manoj. So, would be
Yeah.
more than happy to share my insights with you and then for the participants in this event today.
Thank you, Anand. So
Yeah.
let's start. Let's start our session. So let's start by understanding the current business landscape. So Anand, why do you think more companies are now turning to outsourcing, particularly in accounting? Many outsourcing services are there, but then accounting is more preferred for by the companies. So throw your lights.
Yeah, so Manoj, I mean, this is a good question to start for the context. I mean, for setting up the context, we have seen that there is enough of outsourcing happened in the past and happening right now on the IT and technology space. I mean, many of the companies based in the developed countries, be it North American countries or European markets, they've been outsourcing their IT and tech related functions to countries like India, Philippines, a few other developing countries across the globe. But since last 7, 8 years, I would say, and specifically post COVID, the scenario has been different now. And slowly and gradually, small and medium organizations and enterprise level clients have also thought of outsourcing their accounting function. Now, when I'm saying that outsourced accounting function, it is not merely focused towards the bookkeeping activity or maybe just limited to accounts receivable or accounts payable or bank reconciliation. It's an entire gamut of accounting function which includes the day-to-day accounting side of activities, the budgeting and MIS reporting activities, financial planning related activities, tax side of compliances as well as tax side of planning activities. And then going forward, as and when any inorganic growth or trajectory comes up, then how exactly the corporate finance, outsourced corporate finance vertical can help to any of the clients. So accounting landscape has evolved a lot, and there are certain own benefits that it brings, and that's why I would feel that outsourced accounting has started getting more and more momentum in the overall practice
Yeah,
from my
yeah, right.
perspective.
Yeah, right. And what's interesting is that many people still think outsourcing is purely about cost cutting, and there is much more to it. So isn't it that if the question is like everyone just think that cost cutting is outsourcing, But in accounting
You
field,
are absolutely
I
right,
feel,
Manoj. You are absolutely right, and I totally agree. And then, of course, why not? I mean, cost advantage is something which can be seen always as a first and foremost advantage. At least it excites someone to think about outsourcing their accounting functions. But if we go a little deeper, then the benefits of outsourcing this accounting function is a little larger than what otherwise just merely limited to the cost side of benefits. Because I would give you a very simple example. If, say, for example, there is a company with a 5 to 10 million dollars in revenue, and then there's a tremendous amount of growth possible, and in next 2 to 3 years, that $5 million can scale up to I would say $50 million. Now, in that journey of 5 million to 50 million, if someone does have an in-house accounts team, uh, I would not agree to a statement that those accounting team would not have an enough knowledge about all the tax laws, be it on the income tax side or maybe on the indirect tax side. Those accounts or corporate finance team may not be having an enough exposure on the banking side of things, on the financial matters, on the tax related matters. So one or the other way, they will always be remain dependent on the outside consultant. Now, against
yep,
that, if they can think of appointing any agency, one party agency, which does have enough expertise dealing with the day-to-day accounting functions on the tax compliances, and then they do have a separate vertical who can advise on the financial related matters as well, purely from a corporate finance perspective, then isn't it sound really interesting that if we can get those kind of expertise at a one place, then why we should not think about outsourcing their entire functions? Of course, they can have a finance head or maybe a CFO level person in house, so as to consider the other strategic related decision making process, financial decision making process in house. But all those other functions which are not that much important from a business running the perspective, then those functions can definitely be outsourced. Another thing is that you can scale up accounting functions and you can scale down whenever it is needed. Because if, say, for example, there's enough amount of volume is getting picked up from the accounting functions perspective, then you can start deploying more team members via your outsourced accounting service team partner. But at the same time, if there is a slowdown right now for XYZ reasons, if there is a pandemic likes of COVID, wherein you really don't need 10 members accounting team, and you just need, and you can survive, your accounting function can survive with just one or maybe two members team. You just need
yeah,
to have a discussions with your accounting services partner that, okay, I wanted to scale it down right now, and then again scale it back once the business growth back comes back in the momentum. So those kind of
yep,
flexibility will always be there. So cost benefit can always be one of the prime focused area, but we can also think of the expertise that one can get. We can also think about the scalability side of it. And then there are certain technology benefits as well by way of appointing this kind of accounting outsource related functions, which otherwise a small and medium businesses may not be able to adopt it
yeah,
while running their ongoing businesses. So there are certain benefits over and above, I would say, cost side of benefits, which one should consider while deciding
yep,
about this.
yep. All right, yep. Uh, Now, I'll take a pause here, for a moment to ask our viewers,
Sure.
what do you think is the most significant challenge business face in handling their accounting in-house? A request to all the audiences that feel free to drop your thoughts in the chat, and we'll address some of this during our Q&A session. Okay, all right. So Anand, let's go deeper into the benefits of outsourcing accounting services. You already have covered some points, but can you walk us through the key advantages of the business that businesses will experience when they chooses the outsource? So maybe
So
that,
Manoj,
you
of
already
course,
covered cost efficiency. You already covered, but then
of
yeah,
course. Like I would say that why expertise matters is that I'll give a very live example. I've been working with a technology startup based in the Bay Area. Right now, the startup has recently raised about a couple of $1 million. They're already there in the revenue stage right now with a revenue of about $3 million. Now, it's a software as a service product. Now, of course, apart from the accounting side of activities, whatever software as a subscription services that they do offer, it does have a sales tax related implications.
Yeah.
Now, sales tax is something which is not pretty much common. Each state does have a different laws and regulations with respect to the sales tax about its
Yeah.
applicability, about its threshold limits, when to do the compliances, how to do the registrations. So, and every client contracts comes with a different challenge.
Yeah.
Now the chances could be that the in-house accounting team, their knowledge may be limited to the day-to-day accounting functions, and they are not expert with dealing with this kind of sales tax related issues. Now, if apart from that, if you have any agency which is to which any accounting functions, the entire accounts and tax side of function has been outsourced, then probably they can be in a better way taking care of those kind of sales tax related issues. Now, I've seen many a times that I interact with the founders, and after 7 8 months of their operations and fundraising activities, now they come to know that okay, no, there's a gap in the sales tax compliances, and while raising funds in the next round, one of the comments from a tax due diligence team is such that this company is not in compliance with the sales tax. At that point of time,
Yeah.
it's a fact that come to the attention of the founders. So we can definitely avoid those kind of surprises if you are in safe hands. So apart from the cost, that's why I've been reiterating again and again that expertise is something which people must start thinking about apart from the cost and other benefits. Of course, there are other benefits. As I said, scalability. I have enough examples in my own practice wherein people had started with couple of team members, they scaled it to 12 members, 15 members team. During COVID, they again scaled down to 5 members team, and after COVID again in 2023 middle of the year, they've again scaled up their practice. Enough savings of the overheads, Manoj, I would say, because
Yeah.
if you are
Yeah.
having an in-house team of 12 15 accountants, I mean, payroll benefits, social security, Medicare, health insurance, then 401k related employee benefit costs. There are enough fringe benefit cost that an organization has to bear. We can save a lot, many such costs. So,
Yeah.
of course, scalability is one of the biggest advantage. Apart from the cost side of benefits and the expertise related benefits that we just said, uh,
Yeah.
and there are certain advanced technology that people have started adopting. So there are more repetitive nature of work if at all comes up. Now we do have certain AI tools available within our own accounting side of practices through which
Yeah.
we can automate a lot of accounts receivable and accounts payable related functions, Manoj. So
Yeah.
with that help, we can save a lot of human or manpower hours. Ultimately, those savings can be passed on to the founders, maybe a small businesses or medium-sized businesses or any enterprise level clients. So definitely, access to technology is also one of the great reasons through which, and it's one of the great benefits which can be achieved with the help of this kind of outsourced accounting services. So it's not
Yep.
limited to, as I said, accounting. It covers lot many other areas apart from the day-to-day accounting side of activities, and there are a lot of benefits which can be which can be availed by way of adopting it in a right manner, I would say.
Yep. 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 Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I think so, that we have explored the benefit side of account
Yeah.
outsourcing. How can the business ensure they choose the right outsourcing partner for their accounting needs? Because selecting the right outsourcing partner is also very important. If the outsourcing partner is not right, it's not going to give
You
you
are
the optimal
absolutely
benefits.
you are absolutely right, Manoj, and I always keep on getting whosoever has experienced outsourcing purely from an accounts and finance perspective has always have this fear that whether my finance vertical will be managed appropriately or not. Will I be handicapped if I outsource my accounts and finance function? Because accounts and finance is very near and dear to the heart of the founders and the promoters, they really don't want to mess up with it because ultimately we are dealing with the hardcore finance related matters. So they wanted to be very much comfortable before handing it over. So of course, references plays a very important role. So whenever you, as an founder, decide to outsource any of your accounting functions, if at all you can identify any right agency through some existing references, that would be great. Experience and reputation will matter a lot. Experience, why? Because days have gone wherein accounting is merely just now not known as an AR and AP and bookkeeping activity. It has evolved a lot, Manoj. So unless and
Yeah.
until one has enough expertise within the industry, say for example, if I work with, so I've been working with at least 20 startups right now and providing them end-to-end accounts and finance related support. I exactly know that what are those painful areas where any startup founders get stuck always. Be it MIS
Yeah.
reporting related activities, be it cash flow activities, planning on the R&D tax credit side of activities, whether to capitalize the development cost or not, whether to showcase it as a part of the P&L item, how the investors would interpret those kind of financials, what are the challenges that they will face at the time of any financial due diligence and tax due diligence when any funding round happens. Now, if the outsourced accounting partner is experienced enough to deal with those kind of nuances, then probably the life will become easy. So
Yeah.
more or less, it won't be termed as an outsourced accounting. It's just an that this is the partner to the overall ecosystem. So I would always say that don't treat uh, your outsourced accounting agency as an outsourced partner. They are your in-house team only. It's just that they work not on the payroll of the company, but they work as a remote team. But they are more or
Yeah.
less the partners who takes care of the entire accounts and finance function. So if you can identify those kind of partners who are like-minded, who understand the industry well, the nitty-gritties well, probably there should not be any issue while thinking about outsourcing. And then you can always go with a phased manner, Manoj. You can first
Yeah.
start with the day-to-day accounting, then scale up to the budgeting level, then MIS reporting, then start getting into the discussions on the tax side of activities, and then slowly and gradually you can think of that the entire accounts and financing function has been given to a one party, one
Correct.
single outsourcing service provider, and that's how you can scale your overall practice. And trust me that the founders would love to focus on their ongoing business activities because there are a lot of challenges in the businesses. Their focus should be more on how to scale the business from one level to another level because there are there are certain own challenges that they face. So and because they are the one who does have an expertise to manage those shows, this kind of accounting and finance function is something which can be outsourced to a third party agency who is more experienced to manage those kind of activities. Then they can, I mean, and the decision to that can be a really positive outcome, can bring really positive outcome.
Yeah. Yeah. Just one more point I want to add out here, Anand, with respect to the data security, because nowadays, data is I would say every company is trying to safeguard their data. There are
Of course.
threats. There are there are security threats every time I'm seeing some WhatsApp message is being hacked, or
Yeah.
some Outlook is being hacked, machines are being
Yeah.
hacked. So data security is a primary focus by
100%.
every organization. And again, when we are talking about account outsourcing, all financial numbers that requires a high level
Correct.
data security. So when we are, I think so, selecting a partner, data security will also be a very important point.
100%, Manoj. And then that's why I always recommend to my friends and colleagues in the industry that please consult and have a third party agency who can evaluate the overall infrastructure of the your outsourced accounting partner, because it matters a lot. If we are dealing with the tax related matters, then we are dealing with the entity identification numbers, social security numbers, and there are n number of other
Yeah.
confidential data and documents. So there are always ways and means available through which we can address this kind of data security issues. Of course, ISO related matters, then other compliances, GDPR related compliances, or
Yeah.
maybe any healthcare industry specific data security norms if there are in place. If you are a SOC compliant, then also it increases the overall strength, and then
Yeah.
by way of uh, establishing certain set parameters, you can definitely scrutinize the overall outsourced accounting partners team. And if there are professionals in between involved who can evaluate those infrastructure from a technology perspective, that will give enough confidence to the business owners that no, we are in safe hands. But Manoj, you are absolutely right. I mean, data security is something which has to be addressed before we start discussing anything on this side of things. Yes, it is very
Yeah.
important.
Okay.
Yeah,
So thank you very much, Anand,
yeah,
for the detailed insights. It's clear that outsourcing accounting services offer not only the cost saving but also
yeah.
provides access to expertise, scalability, and security that can help businesses of all sizes to grow. Before we wrap up, let's take some few questions from our live audience. I will just call out the question. There is one question which is outsourcing accounting only beneficial for large companies, or can small businesses benefits too?
Definitely. I mean, I would categorize it in a, say, for example, small and medium businesses, $1 million revenue, or say $5 to $10 million revenue. Each one will have the different set of requirements. Like $1 million revenue clients would be more than happy if their accounts gets ready on timely basis, and then the taxes gets filed on a timely basis, so that if they want to avail any finance from the banks or any other financial institutions, the biggest challenge that I have seen is that all these small and medium businesses, they always file their taxes in an extended season only, Manoj. They hardly
Yeah.
file their taxes in the month of March or in the month of
Yeah.
April, just because of the one
Yeah.
fact that their accounts are not live and up to date. But if those accounts can be managed on a live basis, meaning monthly or quarterly or at least 6 monthly, then by the year end at least we will have the accounts ready. So any small and medium businesses can definitely think of outsourcing. It's not just the case that only big organizations can avail this kind of benefits. The bigger organization, enterprise level organizations, will have their own different set of challenges. The biggest challenge that I have been uh, facing is that I've heard many a times that there is enough shortages of resources available on the accounts and finance functions right now across all the developed countries. And then because of the shortage of availability of the talent, there is humongous amount of backlog is there. Like someone would have 2 months bookkeeping on the
Yeah.
backlog, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. Decision making affects a lot if the accounts are not live, because you won't have live profit and loss account or income statement to see. You won't have updated balance sheets, cash flow positions, positions of the working capital will be available, and it affects a lot while scaling up the businesses and while making a strategic business decision. So it is very important to think through about all these questions. And of course, small, medium, large size, there can be different areas which can be thought of while deciding about the whether to outsource or not to outsource, and what to outsource and what not to outsource.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah,
There is another question which says, what should I look for when evaluating an outsource accounting partner? We already have covered that pointers,
yeah.
but then maybe I can cover up this answer if you
No,
want.
no.
So
As I said, I
more
mean,
like,
just look forward for good references if you can. At the same time, experience and expertise matters a lot.
yeah,
Every industry would have their own challenges, and then, uh, of course, accounting is, Manoj. I would say it's a debit and credit. I mean, anyone, I
correct.
mean, any business owner can also learn accounting on the QuickBooks, but it's not just debit and credit that matters here. If you wanted to make a very important decision based on the financial numbers, then it has to be there in the safe hands. So experience, expertise, um,
Yeah,
uh, what are the different technology tools that your outsourced accounting partner is using it also matters. What is the kind of knowledge that they do have on the regulations, especially on the tax side, be it on the income tax or on the sales tax or on the payroll taxes, because uh, accounting cannot be done in silos. I mean, it has to be with enough understanding on the payroll taxes, sales tax, and income taxes. So a blended mix of expertise, experience, of course, cost, and then data security and all this flexibility and scalability related issues that we've discussed. Um, those has to be addressed before finalizing and choosing and moving ahead with single agency.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We have one more question, and this will be a last question as we are near to completion of our live LinkedIn Live. So, the question is: can outsourcing ever backfire? Are there specific risks associated with relying too heavily on an external accounting firm?
200% Manoj, I would totally agree. For a small and medium businesses, till the level of $5-10 million revenue, Manoj, you can blindly rely on outsourced accounting partner who can be your
Yeah,
one-stop solutions. But the moment you scale your business from 10 million to 12, 12 to 15, 15 to 20, 20 to 50, there are certain challenges that needs to be addressed in an ongoing functions. So if someone is there in-house, being a head of the accounts or head of the finance or maybe finance controller level position, it gives enough confidence and support to the business owners on a regular basis. But all those low hanging work, be it on the routine accounts payable management or vendor management, ERs related activities, bank recon, these are very low hanging fruits. I mean, those activities where which can definitely be thought of outsourcing, but those important decision making, strategic financial management activities can be parked in house.
yeah,
So it is very important that we need to evaluate at which stage of our business, and based on that we can take a one should take a call whether to outsource and go full swing with any outsourced accounting partner, or maybe you can have couple of really important verticals with respect to finance in-house, and rest of the day-to-day related stuff can be outsourced to the third party. So it can be a mix of in-house and outsourced both.
yep. Very true. Very true.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so thank you. I think thank you very much, Anand sir.
Perfect.
With this question, we are coming to end of our session. So thank you all for joining us today. If you would like to connect with Anand or myself to learn more about outsourcing accounting services, feel free to reach out to us on LinkedIn. We look forward to continuing the conversation. Thanks again, and see you next time. Thank you
Thank
very
you so
much.
much, Manoj, and thanks everyone. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.